I'm now pleased to introduce our commencement speaker, the Honorable Sylvia Luke, Hawaii's 16th Lieutenant Governor, the third woman to hold the office, and the highest-ranking Korean American in a U.S. statewide position. She previously served as a Hawaii state representative, including over a decade as finance chair. Born in Seoul, South Korea, she immigrated to Honolulu with her family at 9 years of age. She attended K-12 public schools here and is a proud graduate of the University of Hawaii at Manoa, where she served as ASUH president. She also attended the University of San Francisco School of Law. But during her time at ASUH, she advocated for many important issues, including with her partner, Mark Takai, for the construction of this Stan Sheriff Center that we have enjoyed now for decades. She's currently leading efforts to expand broadband access statewide, near and dear to my heart, and preschool access across the state of Hawaii. Lieutenant Governor Luke is a mom, a dog mom, a wife, an attorney, and a fierce champion for the University of Hawaii. Please join me in welcoming the Honorable Sylvia Luke.
President Lasner, Provost Bruno, Board of Regent members, faculty, staff, honorable guests, ohana, loved ones, but most importantly, the graduating class of 2023, aloha. Graduates, it is my honor and pleasure to be here today and to celebrate this momentous occasion with you. You know, as I was walking through the tunnel and I got to see all the bright faces of many of the graduates, and I remember thinking back, in 1989, I was exactly where you were, walking up and receiving the degree. And I remember looking at all the up on the stage and looking at all the regalia people would wear, and I would be like, wow, that's so great. And so if any of you were to think about getting one of these, you have to earn it. So that means either you have to have a lifetime achieving great Nahoku Hanohano winner like Kumu, or you have to get an additional degree, and that's what led me to go to law school so I can have this fancy garb. So if you think, okay, you know what, beyond this, beyond today, I am thinking of getting another degree or certification, I would suggest going for a PhD, because trying to get a lifetime degree is harder. Coming back here brings back so many memories. And when I ran into one of my student activities coordinator, I was part of the Associated Students of University of Hawaii, ASUH. Any members of ASUH out there? Raise your hand, stand up. I have so many great memories of being here and, you know, going to Manoa Gardens, going to the Student Activity Center, and then when I came back a few years ago, I was like, what is this big building? And it was the gym, and we never had a gym coming here. We had to, basically walk to school, and I'm sure your parents always used to say, we had to walk to school, and then we had this experience. I don't know if any of the parents, maybe some of you, the parents are even younger than me, but then if some of the parents remember coming to University of Hawaii on the first day and you had to go to Clum Gym. Anyone remember that? So, we need to tell you graduates, you guys are so lucky because you have never experienced the horrors of Clum Gym. and registering. Yeah, you remember some of you folks? So before anything about registering online or thinking about some of the classes, we had to line up in front of Clum Gym, and every class had so many slots. So say that your history class had maybe 100 slots, and then they would give you a paper, so you would line up, and it would just be a race to the classes you want. Remember those moments? And we would be sweating, we would be like crazy, but that was an experience. And you folks, look at how far you have come. No running around in Clum Gym, but I think I will advocate that next year, just to bring back nostalgia. I forgot how old I was now. 1985 style nostalgic registration. There will be no online registration. 2023 is the last class of online or making it simple. In 2024, the first incoming class will have nostalgic back to 1985 style, because everybody needs to appreciate how far we have come, and you had to be there just to know how far you have come. But the other thing that I was looking at when I was coming in, when I first entered the University of Hawaii, I was part of the College of Tropical Agriculture. Where's College of Tropical Agriculture? College of Tropical Agriculture, celebrate, because when I first entered the University of Hawaii as a College of Tropical Agriculture candidate, it was one of the smallest colleges. And because of that, I unfortunately had to change my major to give myself so much more flexibility. But that's the greatest thing about the University of Hawaii Manoa. It adapted to the needs of the community, it adapted to the needs of the students, and now, College of Tropical Ag, be proud, you are one of the largest colleges in the University of Hawaii Manoa. This is, for the last few days, this is actually my third commencement speech. I delivered Maui's commencement speech on Thursday, Honolulu Community College speech yesterday. I'll be doing this one, and I'll also be doing the afternoon one. So I was telling the president, okay, why would you make me go through? I was the biggest advocate for the University of Hawaii, and why would you make me do 4 commencement speeches in a row? So I told him, I'm only gonna write one and say the same thing 4 times. And then I thought, oh, it would be really awkward if I start bragging about Manoa to Maui. So I thought, okay. Yeah, I better think of something a little bit different and think about a little bit special for Maui and Honolulu Community College. But any parents or loved ones out there who will be going to the afternoon one? I have bad news for you guys. You're gonna hear the same speech. So I'm sorry about that. So a few months ago, when I was contemplating what I'm gonna say today, I thought, okay, commencement is a big deal, and I remember being in the audience, and we're just kind of, I was kind of thinking back, who was my commencement speaker? And I had no idea. And I was asking a bunch of them and others, who was your commencement speaker? And they're like, I don't know. So that made me really humble that I will be working really hard on this commencement speech, and a year later, someone is gonna ask you, who was your commencement speaker? And you'll be like, I don't know, but I remember somebody saying something about running around in Clum Gym. So, as a lieutenant governor, as you can imagine, I have very few off days, but one day I had an off day. And my husband said, hey, you know what? Why don't we relax and watch a movie? I just bought this DVD, so let's just watch it because it's an Oscar winner nominee. And I thought, good grief, the last thing I want to do is an Oscar winner nominee because that's usually a very snoozer and it's not entertaining. But he went through the trouble of, getting this movie because, he's a big fan of anything Oscar and he just buys all kinds of things. So I said, okay, let's watch it. And it turned out to be Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. Boy, you guys have a different idea of that movie because after the first 15 minutes, I was like, oh my gosh, this is not a relaxing movie. I gotta concentrate, and I can't take another multiverse movie. But this is a multiverse movie for adults. So if some of you folks are thinking, okay, she mentioned Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, and I'm gonna watch with my toddler, don't do it. Don't do it, because after the first 5 minutes, you're gonna be like, oh, okay. Multiverse for adults. But for a few of you who have not heard about it and who have not watched it, I am also sorry that I'm going to blow some plot, so don't bother watching, or just stop listening for just the next couple minutes. But basically, it's about an unassuming immigrant family that owns a laundromat. Unfulfilled by her monotonous life, the mother, played by Michelle Yeoh, is swept into a crazy journey exploring other universes and connecting with the many lives she could have had. She sees herself as a movie star, a martial artist, a renowned chef, and a million other things. And despite her loving husband and a daughter who desperately wanted to connect with her, the mother feels a deep sense of regret. It leads her to contemplate every choice she's made and every step she took to shape the reality she feels she's trapped in. So after watching that movie, I had to just, that feeling after you watch a movie, you have to kind of digest and think about, okay, what did that mean? So I stopped thinking about it. But a few weeks later after watching that, I attended the 71st Cherry Blossom Festival. On stage, each of the 15 contestants were asked an impromptu question. And one question that struck me was, if you can go back in time and change one thing about your life, what would you change and why? And I thought, boy, that's a hard question. And that night, it made me rethink about the movie, about how Michelle Yeoh's character went through multiple universes to think about because she regretted her life and what are some of the changes that she would have made, the decisions she would have made to become a better individual. So the question asked during the Cherry Blossom Festival is something that we regularly ask ourselves. And I know you ask yourselves more often than you want. If you can go back in time and change one thing about your life, what would you change and why? But the question is, what drives us to ask those questions, knowing that we cannot go back? And no matter how many times I close my eyes really hard and relive some of those movie moments, thinking that if I close my eyes and think, then somehow this day would start over, or somehow I would go back in time 10 years ago and change a few things. That never happens, no matter how many times. Maybe it happened for you, then you're a superhero, but it doesn't happen. You can't go back in time and change those things. So for myself, I had a lot of regrets in my life. Some of the life choices, and for you folks, I'm sure you're sitting here going, okay, did I make the right decision with the classes I took? Should I have done more with my degree? Should I have done more to take care of my family? Should I have asked that person who was super cute in my class, and this is the last time I'm gonna see this individual? Well, after the ceremony, go wild and go look for that one love, because this might be your only chance and that might be your regret. You will never see that individual again. But back to the question of why we regularly think about our regrets and changing our past, it's because of our innate nature to try to be better. We wouldn't be asking those questions if we didn't. Contemplating our regrets and how we can make better decisions will lead us to be better partners, better friends, better loved ones, and better versions of ourselves. In Everything Everywhere All at Once, it takes Michelle Yeoh's character, the entire movie to live out different versions of her life and visit millions of universes to ultimately realize that the life she has is the best life for her. There will always be things we wish we could change or do differently. We're not meant to be perfect lives with no struggles, no regrets, no mistakes. But the important thing to remember is we shouldn't dwell on the past and the things that can't be changed. The only thing we can do is use the lessons that we've learned and the experiences that have shaped us to help us navigate the lives we are living right now. Because you are, as I see it, the perfect version of yourselves at this very moment, and that's why you are here today. You know, the possibilities of future are endless for like you folks. Just like in Everything Everywhere All at Once, there are a million universes that you can explore, but instead of exploring those universes, make that your reality and be the best that you can be. In closing, I want to congratulate you on this incredible achievement and wish you all the best. And I now consider you an extension of part of my University of Hawaii Manoa Ohana. Mahalo and congratulations.